The spaceship appeared in Earth's sky on a normal Tuesday morning. It was huge and silver, bigger than any building humans had ever made. News of the ship spread quickly across the world. People were scared, excited, and confused all at once. World leaders met quickly and picked Olivia Harper to speak to the aliens. Olivia used to work making peace between countries on Earth. She was known for staying calm in hard situations and being very smart. The alien ship sent a message asking for a meeting. Olivia and a small team went up in a space shuttle to meet them. As they got closer, they saw the ship was covered in strange symbols and lights. Inside the alien ship, two different kinds of beings waited for them. One group looked like walking crystals that glowed from inside. They called themselves the Volari. The other aliens looked like giant insects with many legs and eyes. They were called the Krell. "Welcome to the Galactic Confederation," said the lead Volari. Its voice seemed to come from everywhere at once. "We represent over 300 species who live together in peace among the stars." Olivia bowed slightly. "On behalf of Earth, we are honored to meet you and hope for friendship between our worlds." The meeting seemed to go well at first. The aliens asked many questions about Earth, its people, and how humans lived. But Olivia noticed they kept asking about Earth's weapons and armies. The questions made her feel uneasy. Back on their shuttle, Nathan Reed, who worked with computers and communication, made a scary discovery. "Someone is taking information from Earth's military computers," he told Olivia. "It started when we came aboard their ship." Olivia was angry but tried to stay calm. When they met the aliens again, she asked them directly, "Are you stealing information from our defense systems?" The crystal aliens light dimmed slightly. "We do not know what you mean, Ambassador Harper. Our systems show unauthorized access to classified information," Olivia said. "It began during our meeting." The Krell leader clicked its mouthparts together. "Perhaps your technology is mistaken. We would never violate trust in this way." But Olivia could tell they were lying. The friendly feeling in the room was gone. Now there was tension in the air. That night, Olivia couldn't sleep. She worried about what the aliens really wanted from Earth. If they were already taking secret information, what else might they do? 3 days later, Olivia was called to an emergency meeting. A new message had come from the alien ship. It wasn't friendly anymore. "Humanity is hereby summoned to appear before the Galactic Tribunal," the message said. "You stand accused of dangerous expansion tendencies and demonstrated aggression toward peaceful species." The world leaders looked at Olivia with fear in their eyes. "What does this mean?" asked the President of the United States. Olivia read the rest of the message aloud. "If found guilty, Earth will be placed under quarantine. An energy barrier will surround your entire solar system for no less than 500 years. The room fell silent. 500 years of being trapped in the solar system would end humanity's dreams of exploring the stars. "Can they really do this?" someone asked. "They have the technology," Olivia said. "And it seems they've already decided we're guilty." "Then you must defend us," the president said. "You need to go to this tribunal and fight for Earth." Olivia looked at the faces around her. The future of humanity now rested on her shoulders. She would have to travel to an alien world and somehow convince the Galactic Tribunal that humans deserved a place among the stars. "I'll need a team," she said. "The best minds Earth has to offer." As she spoke, Olivia already knew this would be the hardest challenge of her life. But she had no choice. If she failed, Earth would be cut off from the galaxy for centuries. And something told her that was exactly what the aliens wanted. The alien ship that would take them to the tribunal was called the Starweaver. It was much bigger inside than Olivia expected. The hallways seemed to go on forever, with strange lights that changed color as they walked. Olivia had picked a small team to go with her. There was Dr. Alan Davis, who studied alien life. Commander Samantha Wright knew about fighting and planning battles. William Garcia was the best with computers and artificial intelligence. Daniel Morgan could learn any language quickly and understood how different beings might think. "The trip will take 3 months," said the Volare captain. Its crystal body made rainbow patterns on the walls. "Your quarters are this way." The rooms they were given looked nice at first. They had beds that adjusted to be perfectly comfortable. The food appeared through a slot in the wall whenever they were hungry. But soon they noticed something wrong. "They're watching us," Commander Wright whispered during their first team meeting. She pointed to tiny spots in the corners of the room. "Those are recording devices." William Garcia scanned the room with a small device he had brought. "She's right. They can hear everything we say. And look at this." He showed them how all their messages back to Earth were being read before they were sent. "They're not treating us like guests," Olivia said. "They're treating us like prisoners." During the long journey through space, Commander Wright found a way to look at some of the ship's computer files without the aliens knowing. What she discovered was very troubling. 16 other species have been put in quarantine in the last 1,000 years, she told the team late one night. And none of them were ever let out early. Dr. Davis looked at more of the files. "It gets worse. Many of these species went backward after being quarantined. Some that had space travel ended up losing technology and going back to simple farming." "This isn't justice," Olivia said. "It's about control." One day, Olivia went to the ship's observation room. It had huge windows where you could see the stars as they traveled faster than light. The swirling colors of hyperspace made her feel dizzy. The Volare captain came in and stood beside her. Its crystal form made soft chiming sounds as it moved. "Why is Earth really being put on trial?" Olivia asked. "We've barely left our own planet. We can't be a threat to your confederation." The captain's colors shifted to deep blue. "The tribunal will decide your case fairly, Ambassador." "But you don't believe that," Olivia said. "You've already decided we're guilty, haven't you?" The captain was quiet for a moment. Then it said, "Your kind has a concerning profile. You develop technology too quickly. You fight too much among yourselves. Your stories are full of conquering other worlds. So we're being punished for what you think we might do someday," Olivia said. "Not for anything we've actually done." "I cannot discuss the case further," the captain said, and left quickly. As the journey continued, Olivia's team worked hard to learn everything they could about the Galactic Confederation and the Tribunal. They practiced their arguments and gathered evidence about Earth's peaceful intentions. But they all knew they were heading into a trial that was probably rigged against them. At the end of the 3rd month, the ship slowed down. Olivia and her team gathered at the windows and saw their destination for the first time. It wasn't a planet. It was a massive ring-shaped structure floating in space. Lights covered its surface, and thousands of ships of different sizes and shapes moved around it. "Nexus Prime," the ship's computer announced, "seat of the Galactic Tribunal and center of the Confederation." Olivia felt her heart beat faster. Somewhere on that giant ring, a court would decide the fate of all humanity. And she had to find a way to win against judges who had likely already made up their minds. "Ready or not," she said to her team, "this is where we fight for Earth." Nexus Prime was unlike anything Olivia or her team had ever seen. The huge ring had its own gravity and atmosphere. From the inside, it looked like a strange world that curved upward instead of having a normal horizon. As their shuttle landed, Olivia saw dozens of military ships patrolling the area. "Look at all those warships," Commander Wright said quietly. "For a peaceful group, they sure have a lot of weapons." "They're watching the direction where Earth is," she added, "as if they expect trouble from us." The landing area was filled with aliens of every shape and size. Some looked almost human. Others were so strange that Olivia couldn't tell their front from their back. Some floated in the air, while others moved on many legs or slithered along the ground. A tall blue alien with 4 arms greeted them. "Welcome to Nexus Prime. I am Guide Kroll. I will show you to your quarters." Their rooms were large and filled with comfortable furniture. But Olivia noticed force fields at the doors and windows. They were in another nice-looking prison. "Food will be provided," Guide Kroll said. "The trial begins in 3 days. Until then, Many representatives wish to meet you for cultural exchange. After Guide Kroll left, William scanned the rooms. More listening devices, he reported. Even more than on the ship. Over the next 2 days, aliens from many worlds came to visit them. They asked questions about Earth, human history, and what humans wanted from the stars. Olivia knew they were gathering information, but she used these visits to learn about the tribunal. One visitor was different from the rest. A Krell named Zix seemed truly interested in talking with them, not just getting information. How does the tribunal usually work? Olivia asked Zix. The insect-like alien's eyes shifted nervously. The trials follow strict rules. The judges are all from the 9 founding species, the first members of the Confederation. And how often do they find a species not guilty? Olivia asked. Zix's body went very still. In the 5,000 years of the tribunal, never. Olivia felt cold. So it's not really a trial at all. The purpose is not justice, Zix said, mandibles clicking softly. It is control. Some of us disagree with this approach, but the founding species hold all the power. After Zix left, Olivia told her team what she had learned. We need to change our strategy. We can't win if we play by their rules. That night, while everyone was sleeping, Olivia heard a soft noise in her room. She opened her eyes to see a hooded figure standing by her bed. She almost shouted for help, but the figure quickly showed empty hands. "Do not be afraid," the stranger whispered. "I am here to help." The figure was alien, with pale skin that glowed faintly in the dark. It handed Olivia a small crystal. "This contains data about the tribunal's true purpose. You're not the first to be falsely accused, but you could be the first to fight back effectively." "Why help us?" Olivia asked. "The founders fear what they don't understand," the stranger said. "And they don't understand humanity at all. That makes you dangerous to them, and valuable to those of us who want change." Before Olivia could ask more questions, the stranger slipped out through a hidden door in the wall. In the morning, Olivia gave the crystal to William. He found a way to read it without the room's sensors detecting what they were doing. "This is incredible," he said after studying the data. "It shows how the founding species have been controlling the Confederation for thousands of years. They've been stopping any species that might one day challenge them. And now it's our turn," Olivia said. On the 3rd day, Guide Kroll came to take them to the tribunal. As they walked through the massive hallways of Nexus Prime, Olivia saw thousands of different aliens watching them. "They're broadcasting this across the entire Confederation," Daniel told her. "Everyone is watching Earth's trial." The tribunal chamber was the biggest room Olivia had ever seen. It was made from one giant crystal that split light into patterns. 9 strange alien judges sat on high platforms looking down at her. Olivia took a deep breath. She was ready to fight for humanity's future. The tribunal chamber was shaped like a giant bowl. Thousands of aliens sat in rows that went up and around. The walls were made of a single crystal that made the light dance in patterns. Some aliens seemed to be reading these patterns like they were words. Olivia stood in a circle on the floor. Her team sat behind her. The 9 judges looked down from high platforms. Each judge was completely different from the others. One was made of gas inside a metal shell. Another looked like a tree with eyes. One seemed to be made of pure light. The gas being spoke first. Its voice came out of speakers around the room. "I am Chief Arbiter Xol of the 9th founding species," it said. "This tribunal will now begin. Humanity stands accused of showing aggressive expansion tendencies, making weapons that can destroy whole planets, fighting constantly among yourselves, and planning to take over other peaceful beings. How do you answer these charges?" Olivia looked up at the strange judges. "Before I answer, I need to know what evidence you have against us and how you will judge us." The aliens in the audience began talking all at once. The chief arbiter made a sound like wind through pipes. "This is unusual," the arbiter said. "The evidence comes from watching your species for 400 years. We judge based on what will keep the galaxy peaceful and stable. Then we say we are not guilty, Olivia replied. And we want to show our own evidence. The next few hours were hard for Olivia and her team. The aliens showed recordings of Earth's worst moments. They showed world wars, bombs being dropped, forests being cut down, and animals going extinct. They showed Earth's space rockets and said they were really weapons. In just 300 years, the alien prosecutor said, humans went from simple steam engines to artificial intelligence and fusion power. Their stories are full of taking over other planets, and when we tried to be friendly, they accused us of stealing information. Olivia felt everyone in the room turning against Earth. The whispers and clicks and hums from the audience sounded angry. When it was finally Olivia's turn to speak, she walked to the center of the floor. She pressed a button on her wrist, and a hologram appeared above her. Yes, we have fought wars, she said. We have made terrible mistakes. But let me show you what happened after each conflict. The hologram showed what happened after Earth's wars. Countries working together, people helping each other, new laws to protect rights, and groups working for peace. We learned from our mistakes, Olivia said. We change not just our bodies over time, but our societies and our values. When we go to space, old enemies work together on the same ships. The chief arbiter's gas swirled faster. Your ability to hurt others remains. Your quick progress is a danger to stability. Olivia had expected this. Now it was time for her secret plan. I would like to call a witness, she said. Ambassador Zix of the Krell. The insect alien looked nervous as it walked to the center of the room. It stood next to Olivia, its many legs shifting uneasily. Ambassador Zix, Olivia said, is it true that the Confederation has been interfering with Earth's development for centuries? The room went completely silent. Zix's eyes moved from side to side. Answer the question, the chief arbiter demanded. It is true, Zix finally said. The founders ordered us to slow human progress. We caused some conflicts. We damaged some technologies. We made sure humans would take longer to reach space. And the data theft during first contact? Olivia asked. It was planned, Zix admitted, to make humans seem paranoid and aggressive. The trial was decided long ago. The room exploded with noise. Aliens were standing, pointing, shouting in their languages. Several of the judges huddled together behind light barriers, talking urgently. The chief arbiter's shell let out a piercing sound that made everyone quiet down. This session will take a recess, the arbiter announced. We will continue tomorrow. As guards led Olivia and her team back to their quarters, she knew the real fight was just beginning. She had exposed the truth, but the founders would not give up their power easily. That night would be the most dangerous yet. Back in their quarters, Olivia and her team stayed alert. They expected trouble after what happened in the tribunal. They won't let Zix speak again, Commander Wright said. They'll say he was confused or lying. William nodded. And they'll have new evidence against us tomorrow, probably fake evidence. A soft knock came at their door. Daniel opened it carefully. Their visitor was the same alien who had given Olivia the data crystal. You have done well, the stranger said, entering quickly. But the founders are meeting now. They will do anything to stop you. Who are you? Olivia asked. And why are you helping us? The alien lowered its hood. Its skin was pale blue with patterns that shifted like clouds. I am Ilar, representative of the Marginal Species Alliance. We are the civilizations with little power in the Confederation. Ilar looked around nervously. Many of us believe the founders have been holding back progress for too long. They quarantine any species that might one day challenge them. So this was never about justice, Dr. Davis said. It's about keeping power. Exactly, Ilar replied. And you humans scare them more than most. Your creativity, your adaptability, your stubborn determination. These are dangerous qualities to those who want things to stay the same forever. Olivia thought for a moment. We need more allies. Can you connect us with other members of your alliance? Elar nodded. Already done. Many representatives will support you tomorrow, if you can stay alive tonight. What do you mean? Olivia asked, alarmed. There are rumors of accidents happening to troublesome defendants in the past, Elar said. I suggest you do not eat or drink anything provided to you tonight. After Elar left, the team took turns keeping watch. Nothing happened, but none of them slept well. The next morning, they returned to the tribunal chamber. Olivia noticed immediately that something was different. Many of the public viewing areas were empty. Guards stood at every entrance. The chief arbiter spoke as soon as they arrived. Ambassador Zix has withdrawn his testimony. He admits he was confused about the questions. Olivia had expected this. I would like to question him again, she said. That will not be possible, the arbiter replied. We will continue without further irregular interruptions. Olivia stepped forward. Before we continue, I have one final piece of evidence to present. She nodded to William, who activated a small device. Suddenly, every screen in the chamber showed the same image. A secret Confederation document from 300 years ago, marked with official seals. This is a containment protocol specifically for Earth, Olivia explained. It was created long before humans had nuclear weapons, before our first spaceflight. It proves the decision to quarantine Earth was made centuries ago, before any of our supposed crimes. The founders tried to shut down the screens, but William had gotten deep into their systems. The evidence stayed visible to everyone in the chamber and to all those watching the broadcast across the Confederation. We also have records of Confederation ships visiting Earth throughout our history, Olivia continued. They caused technological failures. They influenced our politics. They even did experiments on humans without their knowledge. The chamber went completely quiet. The chief arbiter's gas form swirled violently inside its metal shell. The question before this body, Olivia said into the silence, is not whether humanity should be quarantined. The question is why the founding species have been quarantining emerging civilizations for thousands of years. The silence broke. Hundreds of representatives started shouting at once. Some demanded answers from the founders. Others called for an emergency meeting of the full Confederation Council. Olivia saw members of Elar's Marginal Species Alliance standing together, gaining courage from each other. The chief arbiter tried to regain control. These accusations are baseless. The evidence is fake. Then you won't mind if everyone checks it independently, Olivia responded. Our AI specialist has already sent the complete data package to every member species. If the evidence is fake, surely your experts can prove it. The arbiter's shell made a high whistling sound. This session is suspended indefinitely. As the judges hurried to leave, a representative from a jellyfish-like species floated up to block their way. We demand answers, it said, its body flashing with bright colors. How many other species have been falsely accused? More representatives joined in, surrounding the judges' platforms. Commander Wright leaned close to Olivia. You've started a revolution, she whispered. Olivia watched as the once mighty founders tried to escape the questions coming from all sides. For the next 3 days, Nexus Prime was in chaos. Representatives from hundreds of species demanded to know the truth about the founders' actions. Many discovered that their own worlds had been manipulated or held back, just like Earth. Olivia and her team worked around the clock, helping organize the growing movement for change. William set up secure communication networks so species could share information without the founders listening in. Over 30 species have found evidence of interference in their development, Dr. Davis reported. Some were actually more advanced in the past, before the founders caused technological disasters. Olivia wasn't surprised. They've been playing God for thousands of years, deciding which species get to advance and which don't. Commander Wright had been working with military representatives from other worlds. She came back with troubling news. The founders have secret protocols to destroy any civilization that advances too quickly, she said. They'd wiped out entire planets and made it look like natural disasters. Olivia felt cold. So if we hadn't exposed them now, Earth might have had an unfortunate accident in the future. Wright finished. On the fourth day, Elar brought news. The founders have called for an emergency session of the tribunal, but it's different this time. All species are allowed to attend and speak, not just watch. When they arrived at the chamber, Olivia saw that the layout had changed. The judges' platforms were lower, and a large circular table now filled the center of the room. Representatives from dozens of species sat around it, including members of all 9 founding species. The chief arbiter spoke first, but its voice was less commanding than before. Recent accusations have caused concern throughout the Confederation, it said. To address these matters, we have convened this special session. A representative from a species that looked like glowing octopuses spoke next. The evidence is clear. The founders have been systematically suppressing emerging civilizations. They have violated the core principles of the Confederation Charter. Murmurs of agreement filled the room. A tree-like judge from the founders leaned forward. Our actions were always for the greater good. Young species are dangerous. They expand too quickly. They fight wars. The quarantine system kept the galaxy peaceful for thousands of years. Peace built on lies is not true peace, Olivia said, standing to address the gathering. And progress cannot come when you decide which ideas are allowed to grow. A representative from a crystalline species joined in. My world was quarantined for 300 years. When we were finally allowed to join the Confederation, we discovered our medical technology had been more advanced before the quarantine than what the Confederation was using. How many cures, how many innovations have been lost because of this system? More and more representatives shared similar stories. Some had lost colony worlds to natural disasters that now seemed suspicious. Others had records of strange technological failures just when they were making important breakthroughs. The chief arbiter's gas form churned inside its shell. What would you have us do? Allow chaos. The old system maintained order. The old system maintained your power, Olivia corrected. There's a difference. Elar stood. We propose a new charter, one where all species have equal voice, where no civilization is quarantined without true cause, where knowledge is shared, not controlled. The debate continued for hours. Some of the founders fought hard to keep their power. Others seemed to realize that change was inevitable. By the end of the day, a vote was called. One by one, representatives from hundreds of species cast their votes. Even some of the founders voted for change. When the final tally was displayed, the chamber erupted in sounds of celebration from dozens of different species. The new charter had passed. The chief arbiter's shell opened slightly, revealing a swirl of colored gas inside. For the first time, Olivia thought she detected something like emotion in its voice. For 5,000 years, we believed we were protecting the galaxy, it said. Perhaps we were wrong. As the meeting broke up, representatives came to thank Olivia and her team. Many wanted to establish direct relations with Earth. You've changed everything, Elar told her. The age of secrets and control is over. That night, Olivia sent a message back to Earth. She explained what had happened and the new opportunities opening up for humanity. We came here expecting to defend ourselves, she wrote. Instead, we helped create a new beginning for the entire galaxy. Earth will not be quarantined. We will take our place among the stars as equals. The next week on Nexus Prime was busy with meetings and planning. The new charter needed rules and systems to make it work. Olivia and her team were asked to help create these rules, since they had started the changes. It's strange, Daniel said as they worked on the charter language. We came here as defendants. Now we're helping write the laws for the entire Confederation. William laughed. That's because no one expected humans to question everything the way we do. The biggest change was ending the quarantine program. Ships were sent to contact the 16 species currently cut off from the galaxy. Many had struggled during their isolation, but now they would get help to rebuild. Dr. Davis worked with scientists from many worlds to create a system for sharing knowledge. Under the old rules, the founders kept the best technology for themselves, he explained. Now all discoveries will be available to everyone. Commander Wright joined a new security council with members from 30 species, including some former founders. Their job was to create fair rules for space travel and to protect younger civilizations without controlling them. We need to be careful, Wright told Olivia. Some worlds truly aren't ready for contact, but that decision should be made openly, with clear reasons, not in secret. Not everyone was happy with the changes. Some of the founders still believed the old way was better. They warned of chaos and conflict if all species were treated equally. A group of former judges approached Olivia one evening. Their leader, a being made of slowly moving stone, spoke in a deep rumbling voice. "You think you have improved the galaxy," it said, "but you have removed systems that kept peace for thousands of years. When wars break out between species who are not ready for power, remember that you caused this." Olivia wasn't intimidated. The peace you created was built on lies and control. Real peace comes from understanding and respect, not fear. The stone being turned away. "We shall see, human. We shall see." Despite these warnings, most species were excited about the new possibilities. Every day, more representatives came to meet the humans who had changed everything. Many wanted to visit Earth as soon as possible. Others offered to share their technology and knowledge. Some even suggested that humans would make good mediators for disputes between older species, since they could see things with fresh eyes. "It's overwhelming," Olivia admitted to Elar. "A month ago, we were just hoping to avoid quarantine. Now everyone wants Earth's help." Elar's skin patterns shifted to show amusement. "That is because you did something rare in this galaxy. You stood up to power not just for yourselves, but for everyone." On the 15th day after the vote, a grand ceremony was held to formally adopt the new charter. Representatives from over 300 species gathered in the largest chamber on Nexus Prime. Olivia and her team sat in a place of honor near the center. Even some of the former founders had accepted the changes and joined them. The new council leader, a being of pure energy contained in a special suit, spoke to the gathering. "Today marks a new beginning for our confederation," it said. "No longer will we be ruled by fear and secrecy. Each species will have an equal voice. Knowledge will be shared freely, and no world will be cut off from the stars without true cause." The leader turned to Olivia. "Ambassador Harper, humanity came to us as defendants. You leave as architects of a better future. The galaxy owes you a debt." Olivia stood to speak. She looked around at the incredible variety of beings, all watching and listening. "We didn't set out to change your confederation," she said. "We only wanted to be treated fairly. But perhaps that's the lesson here. When any being is treated unfairly, everyone suffers in the end." She continued, "Humans have much to learn from your older civilizations, but perhaps we brought something you needed too. The willingness to question rules that don't make sense, and the courage to imagine a different way." The chamber filled with sounds of approval, clicks, hums, flashes of light, and even some human-style applause from species with hands. As the ceremony ended, Olivia received news from Earth. The first ships from 5 different Confederation species were already in orbit around their planet, beginning peaceful trading and cultural exchange. "It worked," Commander Wright said, reading the message. "Earth is being welcomed as an equal." That night, Olivia stood at the window of their quarters, looking out at the stars. In just 1 month, everything had changed. Humanity would not face centuries of isolation. Instead, they were taking their first steps into a larger community. Daniel joined her at the window. "What do you think happens next?" he asked. 3 months later, Olivia and her team prepared to return to Earth. Their ship, the Starweaver, was the same one that had brought them to the trial as prisoners. Now they traveled as honored guests, and they were not going alone. Representatives from 20 different species had asked to join them. Some wanted to establish embassies on Earth. Others were scientists eager to study human culture. A few were simply curious about the world that had changed the Confederation so dramatically. The night before departure, a celebration was held on Nexus Prime. The massive central plaza was filled with beings from hundreds of worlds, all mingling peacefully. Olivia watched as Dr. Davis talked excitedly with a group of alien scientists about Earth's oceans. Nearby, Commander Wright was showing some military officers from 3 different worlds how humans play chess. William was demonstrating Earth music to a crowd of fascinated listeners. And Daniel was learning phrases in a dozen new languages at once. "Your team adapts quickly," Elar said, joining Olivia. That is what the founders feared most about humans. "Is it really so dangerous to adapt to new ideas?" Olivia asked. Elar's skin patterns shifted to show thoughtfulness. "To those who want things to stay the same forever, yes. But the galaxy was never meant to stand still." The next morning, they boarded the Starweaver. The ship's captain, a new Volare who had replaced the previous one, greeted them warmly. "It is an honor to transport you home, Ambassador Harper," the crystal being chimed. "Your journey has become famous throughout the Confederation." As they prepared to leave Nexus Prime, Olivia received one last visitor. To her surprise, it was the Chief Arbiter, its gas form now a peaceful blue inside its mechanical shell. "I came to offer my personal apology," the Arbiter said. "For 5,000 years, I believed I was preserving peace. I did not see that true peace cannot exist without justice." Olivia nodded. "It takes courage to admit when a system needs to change." "The new council has asked me to study Earth's legal systems," the Arbiter continued. "Your concept of innocent until proven guilty is revolutionary to many of us." After the Arbiter left, the Starweaver departed Nexus Prime. The journey home would take 3 months, just as before. But this time, instead of fear and suspicion, the ship was filled with excitement and friendship. During the trip, Olivia and her team learned about the cultures of their new alien friends. They shared stories, foods, music, and ideas. Many of the aliens were surprised by human creativity and how quickly humans could come up with new solutions to old problems. "No wonder the founders were afraid," said a plant-like being named Grun. "You think differently than species who have lived the same way for thousands of years." William laughed. "We just ask why a lot. And sometimes, why not?" As Earth came into view at the end of their journey, the aliens crowded around the viewing windows. Some used special devices to see in different wavelengths. Others felt the planet's presence through sensors in their bodies. "It's so blue," said a being made of living metal. "And so active. I can feel the magnetic fields dancing." Olivia stood with Daniel at the main viewport, watching Earth grow larger. "You know," Daniel said, "in all our stories about meeting aliens, we never imagined we'd end up reforming their government before we even had our own colony on Mars." Olivia smiled. "It wasn't our technology that made them fear us. It was our stubborn insistence on asking questions, demanding fairness, and refusing to accept unjust authority." She watched the beautiful blue planet coming closer. "Those are the traits that will serve us well among the stars." When they landed, they found a changed Earth waiting for them. In the 3 months since regular communication had been established, humans had already begun adapting to the idea that they were not alone in the universe. The United Nations had created a new department for interstellar relations. Scientists were excitedly studying technologies shared by friendly species. Artists were creating works inspired by alien cultures. And ordinary people were learning about their new neighbors in the galaxy. At a welcome ceremony in New York, Olivia addressed the world. "We went to face judgment," she said, "but instead we found an opportunity to create something better. The Confederation tried to quarantine humanity because they feared our questions and our drive to improve. Now those very traits have helped build a more just system for everyone." She gestured to the aliens standing beside her. "These representatives are not here to judge us or control us. They are here as equals, hoping to learn from us as we learn from them."